Yo, Gaten, what's up? Just waiting for Jessica, and here she is. There she is.
Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
It's cool. How are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
You are alive.
Just trying to get all this. I don't, I can't find any of my erasers, any of my good ones, so I guess we're just gonna do this without erasing a pencil. What are you working on?
Well, I'm getting my reference ready for the the God, what do they call it? The
Group draw?
yeah, but the what masquerade?
Yeah, I think it was Cyber Masquerade.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I had like a vague idea. I don't know if it's gonna work out at all, but I was gonna do that a little before I, you know, work on something else.
Oh, nice. Very
Would
nice.
you tell me like I could draw a face, but then add some cybernetic ish something ish to it?
Yeah, this is actually a picture I took of myself that I sketched, and then I am doing a pixelated mask. So, hello, someone saying. Hello, Mark. Yes, apparently Rob is.
See that nice comment below there?
Uh, Sire Masquerade, yeah. Your art isn't really as good as you would imagine, so. If you're talking to me, I don't actually imagine that it's always so great, so. But what a nice person to get on here and let me know.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. We see one more comment like that from that person, we'll just remove them. Sean Franklin, have you seen X-Men 97? I saw the trailer for it. What do you mean leprosy? You're being honest about what? Who are you? What are you talking about? Why are you being like that?
X-Men.
But yeah, the X-Men 97. I saw the trailer for the new animated. I was really hoping that I don't know, it looks interesting. I really want it to be good, but I was a little bit um I don't know. I was a little bit disappointed. I just the animation wasn't quite what I was hoping it would be, but I am 100% going to see. But the Deadpool. All right, that's cool. Thanks, Leprosy. Bye.
Well,
Yep.
it isn't always the greatest. That's fair, I guess. Well, definitely can have their own opinion.
I timed that person out for 86,000 seconds.
What?
Because I can silence somebody for a certain amount of time, and and once I do it, it says this person was timed out by me for 86,000 seconds, which is 24 hours. It's just funny. It puts it in
Second.
86,000 seconds.
Yeah. That is interesting.
But I did see the Deadpool Wolverine trailer,
So did I.
and it. I'm pleased to say it looks interesting. we'll see how it plays out. And some of us aren't the biggest Deadpool fans we know.
Okay, that's not entirely true. I used to
All right.
love Deadpool comic books.
I correct myself. A Ryan Reynolds fan, therefore Deadpool movies is what I'm getting at.
That is true. And it's not like I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't think he's that great an actor. I know. Come at me. Now we'll let that dude back in so he can talk crap on my opinions, I'm sure, but
Hey, I've got 86,000 seconds waiting for you, sister.
um but yeah, I don't know why. I do need to watch them cuz to be fair, I say that, but I've never seen it. So I can't really make a judgment call.
And yet, here we are.
And yet here I am making a
I,
judgment call.
I'm just playing with you. But yeah, it looked kind of interesting. I like that they had, that they're sticking R-rated, which they'd have to, and I like that they're poking serious fun at Marvel, which they have to, and having Hugh Jackman. I mean, I don't know. That could go bad because he gave the best send off for that character they could possibly do. So bringing him back could. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know if it's gonna tarnish that legacy.
Yeah.
The little lad. Maybe we'll do GI Joe sometime, but we've already got a kind of a pre-established kind of drawing challenge. That
G.I. Joe. You should draw Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe next. All right. Maybe we will sometime. That could be fun.
could be.
I should have made these lines much straighter.
Still can't believe that person showed up was instantly like shitting on the artwork. And you know what? What you've got going there looks
It's
good.
probably somebody I know in like who I've offended at some point. I just don't know their YouTube name, you know?
Yeah, that was kind of messed up. Kind of pisses me off. I mean, I know it's just like just remove it and move on, but I'm not that um I'm not as strong as I should be.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm okay.
Yeah, Domowitz, he's like, G.I. Joe's a good theme to keep in back pocket. Totally would try the Baroness. Me too. I would try the Baroness as well.
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
fine. Oh, right. Nordrat asked if about the Fantastic Four casting call. Um, the only actor out of all of them I know is the Pedro Pascal. All the others I've never heard of. Um, so I'm kind of indifferent in as much as just make a good movie, please. The Fantastic Four have had like multiple tries and it's been blown every time.
That's true. They're just boring.
So I think what they have to do is they need to like think of it as like a complete reboot of the MCU. Like don't tie it to anything. Make it completely unique and pretend that none of the other shit existed and like start over and start with them.
Yeah.
And I think they're doing it like starting it as if I think they're starting it in the 60s, which is I think a good idea
Oh,
because
that
that's
would be cool.
where were created. So um yeah. So I don't know. I have high hopes. I hope it's good. Like
Wait, are you for real? It's Eddie from Stranger Things. Norman Rad 82 says Human Torch is Eddie from Stranger Things. Is that real?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I never watched Stranger Things, so I don't know who any of those
I
are.
love him.
I'm sure they're right. I mean, I don't know.
Hello, Elazar. Welcome back.
El Yucca wants to see someone draw Gideon from the original X Force. Gideon, the most boring, bald headed, ponytail wielding weirdo from the book. That would be an interesting one to try sometime.
Could be fun. Give him a, remodel. makeover.
The character's literally bald with like a mullet in the back and then a 5 foot tall ponytail because Rob Liefeld designed him. So of course he's got a ponytail in the back.
Shit, here we go, folks.
Right.
Here we go.
Yeah, someone's saying I never watched Stranger Things.
It's atrocious behavior, to say the least.
That's what I'm told.
It is really good. So, you froze up there for a second. Am I freezing up?
Not to me.
Okay. Mr. D-Man says, yes, I was watching some boring ass true horror stories until I saw the stream was on. True horror, huh? Boring. Boring true horror.
I thought people loved true horror.
I'm assuming it's the same as similar to true crime.
Right.
Which I do. For sure. Love myself some true crime. Absolutely. Strangest Things is one of the few times. One of the few things it says one of the few times I've seen someone with my name. Oh, Gayton.
Is that a name of the character or an actor?
That's the actor, I think, who plays now it's gonna escape me, but the one, I think that's the funny kid who's always swearing. I can't remember his name.
Do you,
But
do you
what?
got your little girl strapped to you?
I do. She's sitting here. She's asleep. Worked out well. So that was nice. Yeah, the kid with the teeth. Yeah, he Dustin. Dustin's his name in the show. Dustin's his name in the show. Took me a second. There's Lucas, Dustin, Mike. There's a fourth one, I think, but now I can't remember. But yeah. Oh, duh. The main kid from the first one. It's really good, Rob. You should watch it.
I've heard it's good, and I tried back when it first started. But of course, as happened with a bunch of things, that was right when my marriage was falling apart, and so I couldn't get into it. And so I just tried, and then I just never really felt compelled to. Like, I gotta check that out. Outside, everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's so good." So one of these days, maybe. They got one more season coming up.
Yep, the final season. I actually had a Stranger Things comic book. My brother-in-law got me because he knew I was really into it. I don't know what happened to it. I'm trying to think. Do you know the story of Chris Watts? This is from Mark. My favorite true crime story of recent years. A great YouTube rabbit hole. Is he the one who went into the mountains and disappeared, Mark? Like, maybe they found him. I can't remember if they found his body. But is that him? I can't remember. It sounds familiar, but I could be getting that mixed up with something else. It was a 411 case, right? Someone says one of the actors is, yeah, named Gayton is, it's spelled different than mine though.
It is a unique name for sure.
Oh no, this is not what I'm thinking of at all. Mr. Demon says the story about one of the Power Rangers actors who killed his roommate with a sword was crazy. Oh, maybe they're just telling a different story. That is, don't think I know that one. At least not that I remember.
I don't know if I've even heard about that.
Yeah, same. That is kind of crazy. What are you planning on doing with yours, or is it a surprise, Rob?
With what?
Your art here.
Oh, well, I'm drawing the face, and then I'm going to add some like mechanical components to it. So I just trying to get the face down first, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it's Cyber Masquerade, someone saying the Green Ranger. If we talk about the original Green Ranger, um, no, that guy just killed himself. Unfortunately, that super sucks.
Mark says, no, he killed his wife and kids, but the best part is they have his capture all on video and the interrogation too. They psychologically breaks. Oh, I see what you're saying. Breaks down and process is just fascinating. Breakdowns and process. Ooh, I can't read. Apparently, I can't draw and I can't read.
Wow, rough day for you.
It's been, one of those days, apparently. It was the Red Ranger. That's crazy.
There's been a
So
whole
many.
different colored Rangers.
I watched whatever one was around in the 90s.
Well, once it started, it never stopped. It kept changing, like actors to be different versions of them. I don't think it ever stopped. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I remember when it first came out, it was like the dumbest thing I'd ever seen in my life. But then I got to admit, as it went on and my brother was watching it, I was like, I kind of slowly got on board with it.
Yeah.
I was like, huh, this is kind of interesting, actually, somehow. Why am I so invested in this?
I was a kid when I started watching it. And all I remember is it made my cousins and I crazy. My parents would decide what they wanted us to deal with our behavior from just what it would do to us trying to watch it. Because we would just go nuts jumping on the couches.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because we couldn't just sit down and watch it. We had to just act it all out, of course.
You were excitable.
Yeah.
All right.
Someone says it must be Jess. I'm having a rough time getting anything down that I like right now. Really? I'm sure you'll come, it's a different idea. I hadn't I thought it was a specific genre that was one you could just look up and find references for. And when I looked it up, I couldn't really find anything. And I thought, what am I missing? But this idea came to me and I thought, oh, this might be kind of fun. I don't know if it's going to come across right, but.
Well, mine's just going to be, I'm just going to take, first off, I'm drawing, like I said, I want to draw like a pretty face. And then I'm going to add some cybernetic stuff on top of it, kind of in the shape of a mask. So it's kind of horrifying, is at least the idea.
That'd be cool. For sure. Yes, I definitely think so. What? Mr. Demon says there was also another Power Ranger actor who killed a couple and stole their boat. What is going on?
So the moral of the story is don't become a Power Ranger.
Apparently not. That's insane. I did not know about all this.
I didn't either.
Very interesting.
You know, the out of the original Power Rangers, that first original group, that original Yellow Ranger got her head like sheared off her body in a car crash.
No, I didn't know that either. I didn't
Yeah,
know any of this stuff about the Power Rangers.
you know, that one wasn't anything sinister. Just the car crash and just cut her head straight off her body. It was really messed up.
Wow. Definitely sounds like it. Wow.
D-Man saying Chuck Gibson's YouTube channel should have at least over 100 subscribers by now. I mean, I'm sure he'll get there.
I think I subscribed to his. The stuff you sent me earlier looked really good.
He put up a video of a time lapse of maybe the favorite page that he's done for that I've the page that I've done that he's inked that I think looks probably the best. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh man! So he showed a time lapse of that one. It just looks fantastic.
Is that the one you sent me today or a different one?
No, a different one. With the liquid metal on the guy's hands.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. That looked so good.
So cool. I know. I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome. Those ones I sent you today were just. He sent me them this morning. I was like, here's the finished one. Here's one in progress. He's like, send me more. Send me those ones you just posted. They look awesome. I'm like, shit. All right. Are you sure? I mean, I don't want you to feel obligated.
Yeah, they looked really good. For sure. Mark, all these Power Rangers facts are insane. Tell me what the fuck. Mr. G-Man says, Mark, I think the Power Rangers franchise is cursed. Hey, it could be.
Could be. Yep.
You know what? I found out this week that a bunch of my ancestors had like weird disappearances and there were murders in my lineage, not even that far back.
So what you're saying is I should never invite you over.
Well, I mean, it was them getting killed. I don't.
They're not the murderers. They're the ones getting murdered.
Yes. Or
Uh,
going missing. Unless, there was stuff that. I don't know. Very strange. Very strange. Mark says, do you remember that viral Skyrim in real life YouTube? Uh, he
I
killed
do not.
he killed his wife. I can't. Oh, he killed his. I thought it went down further because I saw the dot 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 dot, and then realized that it's just that's what he ended his comment with. No, I do not. I am. These are very interesting facts, though. Personally, did not know. Oh, I see how this is going. I can see what you're doing there with this.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm even in the right ballpark for the theme, but it's an idea I had. So I'm like, all right, I'll.
No, I think it looks great. John Boo. John is here, Mr. D-Man says.
Why John gotta be booing us? John, don't make me stick my moderator on you.
Positivity here. I meant boo bosom.
Boo earns. That's a reference.
Oh. You two and your references.
We're hilarious.
Hmm.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
I don't think you are. That's the thing.
No, you guys are pretty funny. Yeah. That's the best thing about the group draws, the different interpretations, Mark says. Very true. Agreed. There's Chuck Gibson. He says currently sitting at 87 subs.
It's not too far off.
No, it's not bad. I feel like this is going to take me a lot longer than I thought it was going to take me.
Are you inking right now?
No. Are you able to see my screen?
So, I mean, again, through my little bracket holding my phone up, I can kind of.
Oh, no, it's watercolor.
Oh, okay.
All these pixels in watercolor, and it's.
So that's what D-Man was asking. He's like, Jessica, is that girl turning into pixels? Is that what's going on? That's
Yeah, so I don't. Okay,
awesome.
this is kind of how I have it in my mind. Is that it's like, yeah, she's turning into pixels, like her mask in a mask shape. So that's what I. Let's see here. Mark says, Chuck, I'm going to study your time lapses. Need to know how you do it. Elazar, your drawing is giving me major euphoria vibes. Thank you. I think that's a good thing. Just again, I just did like I took a picture of myself. I actually used a picture. I didn't really take a picture specifically for this. And then I just drew the mask on. I thought I'm just going to do it in pixels and see if that fits that theme.
You know what's ironic? The face I'm using as a reference, it's one of you two.
It's one of me?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's funny.
One
And awesome.
One you put up recently, and I was like, oh, that's a good one. All right. I'm gonna put like a weird, creepy cybernetic mask over it with scars and blood in the eyes and whatever the hell.
You know what? That sounds like me though.
Sounds like a creepy. See, somebody could cosplay this.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Chuck says, thank you, Rob, for sharing my video bids and stuff. I don't know what I'm doing with all this, still getting there.
Well, yeah, I definitely don't mind. Like, of course, I'm gonna like share that around, get any audience to kind of look that direction. So at least I could do.
Yeah, that stuff looks so good. He's been doing.
And those process videos, those time lapses that he puts up, it's interesting. Again, I don't do digital, but I'm like just to see the different ways, like you start a thing and then rework it and then retry and keep going, and you can really do all kinds of different interesting stuff with the digital, as opposed to if you're drawing it by hand. Um, you just like, well, this is it. I'm stuck.
True.
Man, yes, I am drawing kind of a Frankenstein girl. Yes, kind of. That's kind of what it is. Chuck says, I don't ever tell people I'm drawing them. They get weird about it. Jessica, are you getting weird about it?
Nah. I literally use a drawing you did of me as my profile picture, so it would be weird if I got weird about it. Like,
Like now it's strange.
what's my problem, you know?
Well, we've known each other long enough.
It's true. That is true.
But see, that's the one I was using right there.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
I guess I should since I took it up myself.
You're like, oh yeah, I totally remember that. I'm like, yeah.
You should,
I
you weirdo.
need a good basis for a face to start. I'm like, hey, there's that one right there. Done. Sold. Let's go.
Awesome.
Let's start doodling.
Chuck Gibson says it's a little different with other artists. Go draw random people in a bar or something, though. That can get weird if they notice and come look. I can imagine.
Like, what the fuck? Some help the guy. Fuck you doing, partner?
So D-Man says there's a romantic horror movie out called Lisa Frankenstein. I saw that. It has Cole Sprouse in it, right? That's the kid I drew. I used a reference for that ink sketch that I did of the guy with the broken cigarette.
I was gonna say that's the one I was thinking of. I seem to remember. I don't know the actor, but that name sounds familiar.
Yeah. Timothy, did you read Timothy's comment over here already? Todd McFarlane is having some kind of live event talking about something right now, but I'd much rather watch this. Aw.
Well, now that I know McFarlane's having I'm gonna go watch that. Out of here. I'm see you guys.
He's like, later.
Right, suckers.
Get over here. Can't leave us over here.
Mark. He's asking if Timothy's heard Rob Norton's McFarlane impression. It's pretty good. It's not that good. It's me just repeating Liefeld's impersonation of McFarlane, which is funny.
What? Can we hear it?
Now I'm on the spot. Now I feel awkward about it.
I want to hear it. Sounds very interesting.
Chuck says some people get real wrapped up in the likeness aspect or lack thereof. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, with the drawing people. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. I hate when people ask me to draw their kids or something.
I found that girls tend to like being drawn as long as you draw them, make them look pretty, even if it doesn't look exactly like them. They tend to be like, "Oh my god!"
Wait, are you talking about me still?
No, not.
Do I sound like that?
Oh my god, you totally do.
Okay. Suddenly, I'm gonna go watch McFarlane's.
Like now, I'm out of here. Fuck you, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
I hear squeaky baby sounds.
Yeah, she's trying to stay asleep, or I'm trying to keep her asleep, but she's definitely waking up here too early. Much too early. Anything interesting happened to you this week?
Me?
Yes, you.
Nothing.
Or anyone. If you've had something really cool or interesting happen to you, put it in the comments.
I can't say anything cool or interesting has happened to me this week. But I heard somebody say recently, I was going to say who said it, but sometimes the name of who said it stirs up controversy. Not that it should, but they were doing a video and they were, I don't know, interviewing somebody, and somebody said how, their life is really boring, and so I don't have any interesting stories to tell. And this person said, there's another word for boring. It's called peace, and don't think that that's not something that a lot of people would probably like to have. And I was like, you know what? My life is boring, but it's peaceful. And I started to like think of it in context like that. Like, I'm
That's true.
glad it's peaceful. It could be such a chaotic mess if I was unlucky. So I don't know. That's just a random thought.
That's true.
You
That's
know,
very
it's like nothing exciting's going on. Well, but things are peaceful, and I don't want to trade that for much else.
um
It could be like my car exploded and my house burned down, or
that's true. It is good that none of those things happened to you.
I like
And
Mark's suggestion right there.
uh,
Character portraits would be a good theme sometime. We could all draw Jess.
oh my gosh, I don't know about that.
I
I
love
mean, you
that
can
idea.
if you want to, but I mean, that could be kind of fun. I'd like to see how everybody interpreted my face.
That would actually be a good idea. I've drawn Jessica's face actually a bunch of times. She knows this. It's no surprise. I've just been like, "Hey, I need something to draw," and like, I'm just gonna steal one of the things you've posted. She's like, "All right, creeper, go ahead."
That's exactly how it goes. It goes exactly like that.
You're like, "All right, creeper, do
Hon-
it."
Honestly, you don't even have to ask. It'll just be like, hey, nice. I mean, if you post it, I guess that makes sense,
Right,
Whatever anybody wants to do with it from there on.
right.
But that would be interesting to see.
Would that mean the next week it would have to caricatures of Rob?
Yes.
I knew
I'm
you'd like that
supposed
one.
to draw you one of these. I think I told somebody on here I would.
I remember that conversation. That's what kind of made me think about that.
Yeah, I did tell somebody that. So I guess that has to happen. Anyway. Oh, if you all draw me, I'll draw Rob. I'd be down for that.
Suddenly it got interesting.
Yeah, totally. Mark, is it Rydell? Todd making overpriced plastic toys. I'm sorry, can't be impressed. Uh, Mark said, "Oh, you just read that." Timothy, well, Todd is not talking about comics. It's probably about his toys. Mr. D Man, Todd McFarlane paid over $1 million for a baseball. That should tell you everything right there. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Brazil Marines, nice cartoon. Nice. I don't know who you're talking to, but awesome. Whoever you're complimenting or both. Thank you. John says, I did a fun drawing game with friends where you do a quick 1 minute drawing of a celebrity using reference and see if the others can guess who it is.
That
Oh,
sounds fun.
that does sound fun.
Like you get 1 minute, we all use the same reference, and go.
That is cool.
Ninja Epic, what's going on? Chuck says, "See, this drawing each other stuff. That's how you lose friends. I'm telling you." See, Jess, we can all do it, and then see how many of us are like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not your friend anymore.
I mean, for me, I think because I'm an artist, I don't get offended by anything as far as that goes. Um, but I can see, I know people who would get offended if I drew them and they didn't look a specific way, for sure. For sure. Uh, Mark Rydell says, yeah, you said my last name right. Oh, okay, good. I never know. And my excuse is I was homeschooled, so I don't know how to read.
Fuck. Your excuse?
That's my excuse. I just say that.
Oh my
It's
god, hilarious.
not true, I mean, I was homeschooled.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Could I just, Anyway, enough of that. Chuck says, I'd only agree to participate if everyone agrees to draw with their offhand.
Hey, now that's messed up. Because I'd look like an epileptic seizure-induced monkey would be drawing, and I'd be like, I can't do it anymore. Draw straight.
So, like, draw with your left?
Yeah, like if you draw with your right hand, you got to switch to your left, and what the hell comes out? That would be.
That would be. You know what, though? I told my son, because he was practicing dribbling a basketball, and he said, Mom, I can't dribble with my left very well, as good as with my right. I said, well, you will if you practice. So maybe I should take my own advice there.
But it's fair. I believe, like, I think it's like if you lose your right hand or something like that, you can retrain yourself to do everything with your left hand. You're just so used to it because it's your dominant hand.
Yep. And my husband is left-handed, and he writes and does everything with his left hand. But he actually can write with his right hand pretty well too, so I guess.
See, ambidextrous.
I guess. Is that what it's called?
God damn, what were you, homeschooled?
See? I'm telling you guys, I don't know shit. I was homeschooled and I'm from Indiana.
Oh my God, right? Bunch
There's
of
multiple
hillbillies out there.
there's multiple things. And half my ancestors were killed. I mean, nobody was alive to teach any of their children anything. I just don't cry. I want to take you to your dad. You won't like that either.
Chuck says, that way if the likenesses suck, it's okay because everyone's does. Good point.
Oh, yeah, as if I think Chuck's is not going to have a good likeness. Stop it right now. And really, I'm kind of one of those that thinks it's kind of neat if, especially, like you've done ones, Rob, where of me, at least, that I look at it and I go, to me, that doesn't look like me. But if, it looks like me, maybe like hair and like I can tell that's where a picture that's from. But
Right.
then if I show it to somebody else, they will say, oh, yeah, that looks just like you. I think as an individual, you think that you look a certain way, you see yourself a certain way. And so you don't always know or see how other people are going to perceive your looks either.
Yeah. That's fair.
But you've also told me you're like, I'm not trying to get exactly like this here. I just like the pose or I liked the,
Yeah.
pictures. So
Likenesses are very hard, and unless you sit down and you really like put in big effort, it's oftentimes it's just like I'm just using it as a base to just a place to start. So
yeah. Yeah.
Chuck said Frank Frazetta had a stroke and switched hands before he died. I didn't know that.
Now, don't hate me, but who exactly is that?
You don't know Frank Frazetta?
It sounds familiar, and I'm not just saying that, but I can't picture like the art or anything.
I'm certain you've probably seen Frazetta's artwork. It's been all over the place. It's like fantasy type, sci-fi fantasy. I don't know. Somebody else will use a better descriptor for it. I'm sure you've seen his art. You just may not have known, like, oh, it's this.
I'll have to go look at it.
Yeah.
It does sound very familiar. So I feel like once I see it, I'll.
Somebody tell us where he's somebody who was alive in, like, when did he die? I wanted to say it was in the 80s or something. So it's not like he was somebody from a long time ago, but Mark says mine has a Clockwork Orange vibes to it.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah. This is a fun idea because it's very unique. I feel like I really had to think about it, and I like it.
Someone saying he's like, I did not hear that, Jess.
Did not hear what.
That you don't know who Frazetta is.
I'm sorry. I know. I know. And again, I probably do know the art if I see it. I'm sure I've seen it, and it sounds familiar. I know. I'm not. I just.
A person can't know everybody or everything. That's what I kind of have to tell people when they're like getting out the channel, like, why don't you review this or that, or why don't you have this or that? I'm like, I'm sorry, I've only got what I've ever collected. I can only have so much stuff, you know.
To be fair, I not only don't know everything and everybody, I know very few things.
You're a little self-depreciating tonight.
Maybe I am. I don't know.
You're like, I'm from Indiana. I don't know nothing.
That's just honest. Sorry if anybody else is from Indiana, but also I am from there.
Right. There's a bunch of people like, what the fuck? I'm in Indiana right now.
You know it's true deep in your hearts. I might have to take her to her dad. She's getting very restless.
Check him up. Say, hi, Mom. Hi, everybody.
So we're doing this again. Adventures with Claire. Oh, okay. Hi, Claire. It's always good to see you two doing things you love. Keep rocking it. The minute you stop swimming is the day you start dying. Oh my goodness, that was really great.
Thanks, Claire, buddy. Everyone, go follow his channel.
Yeah, I don't think I do. I should, though.
God damn it, Jessica. Just lie. Say you do, and then follow it later.
I'm sorry. I suck, clearly. Goodness. I cannot pronounce. This is a different language, I believe. They say hello.
I see the word read.
Read, yeah. Hello. Mark, oh, digging the color gradient on yours, Jess. Thank you. I am making this up as I go, so
You're like, yeah, sure.
we'll see. It's taking me longer than I thought, but I am glad that you're liking it. I thought it would be kind of a fun one. Mm-hmm. Claire says, you got it, buddy. Timothy, yeah, Comics Gate roughed him up a little. What are we talking about?
It's a whole comic industry thing. It's
Who's he?
Comicsgate is a movement of certain kind of people. I don't know. I try to just avoid it.
Oh, roughed you up. Oh, I see what they're saying. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who him was.
The guy.
The comment. Unless they're talking about you, Rob. I did see that. Claire says, "LOL, much different content for sure."
From him, yeah.
I mean, adventures sound cool though.
Yeah. He's all about the outdoorsy stuff, biking, camping.
Oh, really? That's neat.
Yep.
That's neat. We got all our camping locations booked this. Well, I guess it would have been last weekend. So we're really excited. Because I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you ever go camping, Rob, but if you don't book your dates early in the year, good luck finding a spot. At least a good spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you guys are big outdoorsy camping types.
Mm,
Why you should be following Claire's page.
I know, I will. Claire, I'll follow it. I really didn't know you had one. And I'm just kind of getting into YouTube again. When I was a kid, I was more into watching videos all the time, but Rob's got me into watching videos again.
Rob's bullshit.
No. No, no, no. I do like this. You can definitely tell that it's metal on her face. Looking good. I'm excited to see what some of the others have ended up doing with this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think Mr. Green said that he was already working on his.
Yeah, he didn't think he'd be able to maybe make the stream at this time, but
Yeah. Did see that. We'll see how this weekend goes. I think my daughter's going to be here and I stream in her room. So I might have to move just move like a mini easel and do the Saturday night stream.
oh yeah. Those stats on that last Saturday was outrageously ridiculous.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I saw that.
Over 2,000 views on that stream. That was crazy.
Good stuff.
Those Saturday night ones, that's where all the weirdness is.
Entertainment. Pure entertainment.
True.
Hi. You become a regular. Are you going to comment on this stuff? Are you smiling? She's smiling at your laugh, Rob.
Who was what?
I said she was smiling at when you laughed.
Was she?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
She must like you.
that somebody does.
She's like, I've been hearing this voice forever now when I was in your stomach.
Chuck says he always gets up Sunday morning about an hour after we're done. Chuck, you have the weirdest off like super early hours. I mean, I wish I had that kind of like ability to do that, but you get up crazy early, brother.
Yeah, that is crazy. Well, I guess I don't know where he lives though either. Maybe it's not as early for him. I don't know.
I said New Mexico, right?
Oh, did he?
I think so. One time, I'm like, it wasn't that far away.
That's fair. I think that's the same time zone, maybe.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's not that far off.
Jeez, what is going on over there? I'm just kidding.
All right. Mark asks, he says, Rob, I'm about to pass 2,000 subscribers. What am I going to do to celebrate? You know, I've been thinking about that for a long time, and I never thought it'd happen this quick. Like that last Saturday, I got 75 new subscribers off that last Saturday stream.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. Like that many in one shot. So suddenly my hitting that 2,000 subscribers suddenly come up a lot quicker. I was kind of wanting to have it because 1 year of starting the channel will be March 1st. And I was like, it'd be nice to hit 2,000 by then, just because it's an arbitrary number of like, oh, that'd be kind of an interesting one. And for a while I was like, no, and we're not going to get there. But now it's like, I'm 15 away, it's absolutely going to happen. So I'm like, oh shit, now I got to like think of some way to like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Um, if Jessica didn't have a little baby and lived a little closer, I'd say it would be a fun like yearly, celebration. Like, come over and review something
I
at this.
gotta go up there in the next month. Pretty close to you actually.
Yeah,
So maybe you can plan something out.
yeah. One thing I've had in mind of what I wanted to do is just do a video. I just kind of showing off. I don't know. I'm trying to like word this so it doesn't sound stupid, but
Stupid, it'll just sound stupid regardless. So
right.
just
Like,
spit
don't
it.
worry, Rob. Don't worry. But to show off, just kind of like get all the books that I've done that were from independent creators and just show them like super briefly all of them once again. Like, it's one thing to talk about all these big major publisher books, but here's all the books that I've had the opportunity to look at that are from independent guys. Here's all of those. So go look them up. Go follow them.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
You know, no one needs to see me like, God, go look at this Wolverine comic again. But like, no, go follow this person's work or that person's work because it's been a lot more than I ever thought that I would have.
That's a good idea. I like it.
Chuck says about Chuck being up so early in the morning. Says that's when the house is quiet and I can get stuff done. Plus, my schedule flipped a few years back. I get the house being quiet, and I'm fortunate where, again, because I'm basically on my own here, the house is almost always quiet. I mean, when my kids are here, you can hear in some of my videos that I post, you can hear them yapping in the background, and this part of it actually finds that comforting. Just knowing that my kids are nearby, just hearing them, even if they're being loud, obnoxious assholes.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I've got it pretty quiet most of the time.
I tend to put headphones in if my kids are still up. Not because my kids are extremely loud, but it helps kind of drown it out a little bit.
D man asked Rob, did you take some of the cartoonist kayfabe subs? Yeah, I don't know about that.
Maybe you did.
They've got they're approaching 90,000, so they got some to spare. They can send a
Oh,
couple my way.
I've heard. I've never really watched them, but I've heard them spoken about before here.
Gingerbread House Studio shows up and yells for Chuck. That's awesome.
Kimberly Detweiler, Rob, I'm so amazed at how much awesome new art you're doing.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Miss Freeman says, yeah, they do.
Oh my God. Excuse me.
Penguin says, Rob, what a good design. Holy cow, is that from your series? You could throw it in there.
No, that's no, this is just we're making this up on the spot. Can you imagine that's how Shira ended up at the end of the book?
I mean, ideas. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like I did. Gingerbread House says, Chuck and I are old friends. He taught me how to ink. That's awesome.
It is awesome.
From Chuck too. Every time he sends a page, I'm like, oh shit, look at that.
He is. He's like a kid in a candy shop. Look what Chuck did.
I do. I literally send Jessica every page, every little clip. I'm like, look.
It is pretty cool though. It's kind of cool too when he sends me the unfinished ones to see them because I've seen them as pencils and to see them in the middle of the process and then eventually see them when it's all said and done. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Kayla Pendergrass. Can I get a shout out? I love your art. Well, hey, Shout out to Caleb Pendergrass. Don't know who you are, but
Absolutely.
thank you very, very much.
Mr. Demon, that's one of the She-Ra characters.
Can you imagine a She-Ra, like a character like this in those old Filmation cartoons from the 80s that are just such wholesome things for like children? You know, they're like, what's that one with like the metal plate screwed to her face and she's like bleeding from her eyes and she's scarred up like Frankenstein? Oh, it's just that one character.
It's just that one character. Oh boy. Hmm.
So is your little girl, I mean, you said she's smiling. Has she been smiling a lot? Can you get smiles out of her pretty easily?
Um, it depends on her mood. She still is doing it more so if she sees you smile or she might follow suit. Is kind of more where she's at. She doesn't really do it a ton. Just like, oh hey, you're laughing at her. Sometimes if you start laughing, she'll start smiling.
Can you
But
like tickle her and does it affect her like that yet?
no, I at least not that I'm aware of. I haven't gotten her to do anything like that.
I just remember that my kids, both of them, like my oldest one wouldn't smile for the longest time. And then my second oldest, it took him a minute, but he smiled a lot sooner than his brother did. And I'm like, I don't know. I just thought it took him a while to actually like respond like that. And then there's other people like, they're a month old, they're smiling and laughing already. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I think it's pretty common for them to be several months old before they start mimicking a ton. I mean, I this is just for my own children, I guess, is the only way I really know this. And they all kind of just do it on their own time. I mean, I don't know that there's any. I think that at a certain point, if they're not mimicking or smiling or thing, then there is concern. But they have to be pretty old, I believe, before it's
Right.
an issue like that.
Penguin says, I love how you guys draw females. Are there specific comic artists you took some inspiration from when you started developing your own styles? I would say for me, busted out this book here. Um, if I'm talking about female faces that I want to look as good as I could possibly make them, I'm looking for an example. This book that I'm flipping through. But if I could ever approach the level of this guy
Oh,
right,
wow. Yeah.
I would just. I mean, you could say they're almost always impossibly beautiful, but they're comic book characters. And if you're
Oops.
drawing Wonder Woman, she's got to look hot as shit. That's just how it works.
To be fair, they're not usually of this world, so.
Yeah.
Hi. Hi. That's Adam Hughes, right?
But I'm constantly in awe of
Yeah, can you hear
eyes.
me, Rob?
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. I kept asking, that's Adam Hughes, right?
Oh, I heard you say it once.
Oh, okay. Did you answer?
I did.
Oh, I feel like my phone must have froze up.
Yeah. I said, yep.
Okay.
You
Just
should
checking
just
because I know it
you should
happens sometimes.
calm down over there.
Oh my gosh, I am just checking.
You should double calm down.
You should calm down.
Chuck's like, dude, half the business is in awe of Adam Hughes. For real. I mean, the thing is I've said this a bunch, but everyone's like, or not everyone, but people who don't know, they're like, he just draws hot girls. Yes, he not exclusively, but that's where he gets paid, and that's what people want from him. But he can draw anything. anything, and he can do it so good. Like
Yeah.
male, female, cars, buildings, just you name it, he can do it.
Yeah, he does some really good stuff.
Gingerbread House is like, who's Adam Hughes? This new artist in the industry? Kidding, right? There's my roommate saying I ignore people.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Whitney. I did feel ignored in that moment, although it sounds like it was just my sound of my phone.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say that you were just ignoring me.
Because that sounds better.
Sounds
Yeah,
like you.
Chuck says Adam throws away shit you'd struggle for a week to get. You're not wrong, man. It's just his ability to draw. I don't know. I'm just repeating myself. Just my biggest disappointment in life is years ago when they started the All Star line. They had that All Star Superman drawn by Frank Quietly, which was beautiful, and then they had the All Star Batman drawn by Jim Lee, which was, you know, it was okay. But Adam Hughes was going to do a full pencil ink color Wonder Woman All Star series, and I'm like, I can't. This is the epitome of everything I've ever wanted from him. And then it never happened. I think he worked on it, but he's very slow. And then the All Star line kind of died, and then he did other stuff. And Penguin says, didn't he do a Tom Strong at one point? I don't recall Adam Hughes doing. I mean, he might have done a pinup. Oh, we lost Jessica. There she is. We got you back.
Sorry, I got a phone call.
Yeah.
The classic. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck say the proof is in his convention sketches when you can do it in the convention hall with everyone watching and do it that well. I am amazed at those convention sketches, and he'll throw in those the Copic markers. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how good he is. Um, I mean, I'm going to show, if, not that anyone gives a shit, but on my wall, right, got some art. Got an Adam Hughes right here, and then a Mike Mignola.
Oh yeah, that is really cool. Can't do that to yourself.
Right? God damn. Oh. So can everyone still hear us? I know that we were having technical difficulties for a second.
Check in here. Distributing Man says technical difficulties. Wiley J Draws says technical difficult. A Penguin says Jess has fallen victim to the void.
All right, clarify for us. Can you still hear us? Can you still see us?
This could be my fault. I wonder if Mr. Demon says, yep, no, we can't. You're good here. It's fine now. Okay, so only one person saying no, we can't. That's Wiley J.
Yeah.
Now it's good, says Whitney. Someone saying says, currently I can hear you both, but there was some major disruptions going on there for a moment. Yeah, I think I think I was having issues at least on my end with my phone, and that's why I couldn't hear you when you responded to me earlier.
Yeah.
It felt like there was.
Probably my whole love fest for my art plastered on my walls for Adam Hughes was never seen. So I just did it all for myself.
I saw it.
Well, you know.
That's true. That's true.
Mel Card has a question. Ask your question. Pose your question.
Let's hear it.
Can your questions be said within the boundaries of protocol?
Mm. Oh, I got a question. All right. Mm.
I don't know if there's any more I can do on mine, but you know what? For creativities, I think you're winning by far. I really like the thing you got going on there.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it's not a competition. And,
But if
leprosy or whatever his name was, it leprosy?
oh yeah,
He said it was terrible.
yeah,
Or
we had
she.
to ban somebody within 30 seconds of starting the live stream.
That's fine. You didn't have to.
Yeah.
They're welcome to their own opinion. Mr. G-Man says East Coast got hit with a snowstorm. Okay.
That's weird to happen in winter.
We're on the East Coast, though. Zoran says, "What you drawing?" So we have a Discord server, and on that server, those who are on it, I guess you have the Discord server, not we. I always say
You
that.
are part of this group. It's we.
And on that group, we decided for a group draw today for those who want to follow along and draw. We are doing what's called, the theme is Cyber Masquerade or
Cyber
yeah,
Parade.
Cyber Masquerade, yes. So it's however you want to interpret that, and that's what we're doing.
The ultimate point is there's no rules and no prize.
Yes.
Just whatever the fuck.
And Miss Juma says, "What that damn groundhog." So there'll be more winter, huh? I haven't been following old groundhog. Day recently.
You know, I very rarely get excited about a drawing I've done, but I kind of like the way this one came out.
It looks good. You should do some color on it.
On this?
Oh, this one? I thought you
No,
were talking about what we were
sorry.
doing today.
Now you
That
were.
one's cool. Yes, that one is superb.
Mr. Chuck's gonna get this one, and I can't wait to see what he does to this. This dramatic backlighting.
Yeah, that one is. I can't wait to see what else I inked, but I actually think that looks really cool just in pencils, and you should make sure to take plenty of good photos of that one.
Oh, I'll get it scanned.
Yeah. Oh yeah, scan it, I guess. Someone saying says an opinion without constructive support behind it is just a rant by someone who can't compete. Oh, you're talking about the gentleman from earlier. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, definitely like it when people have opinions, but then they don't tell you what you could be doing differently or their opinion on what would look good.
See, I think that person that showed up just to be a smartass, it was like done within the first 5 seconds. You know what I mean? They show up and they're like, "Well, what's this?" or "What are you doing?" It's just like, "You can't draw." It's like, well, fuck yourself then. No,
It's
done.
true. So I was like,
Problem
maybe
solved.
it's somebody I know who I've offended recently, and
Oh,
they're like, I'm gonna get on your live and say you suck.
I'm gonna show that bitch what's up.
Yeah, exactly. It's possible. It's possible. I have many enemies. Just kidding. I don't, but that I'm aware of. Whitney said she likes that. I do too. It's true. It's a good point. It's a good point. Mark, I really love how you did the shadow work on that page. Yeah. There are lessons in there for me. Yeah, that is okay. So I kind of feel like in many cases with the comic book art, at least I've always when I thought of comic book art, this is how I imagined it as not being very realistic. And I feel like that one has a lot of realism to it. It looks very real. The way the shadow is on it, the pose, the light, it all looks just very, very intentional.
Well, I mean, I'm faking it all, but
Interesting. You're admitting that here.
yeah, you're like, really?
What an interesting time to bring that up. I'm just kidding.
Right. Okay, EP 1000. I'm just gonna like silence you for 86,000 seconds.
Wait, what do they say? Shout out, shout. He shouted you out. EP 1000. You've been shouted out. We see you. Thanks for being here. Chuck, EP 1000 shout out.
Thank you, Chuck.
Wiley J. Draw says Moore wrote some good stuff, but he's a major weirdo.
Then more reference.
What'd you say?
It's an Alan Moore reference. He's like, Chuck, why'd you retract your draw less crummy stuff? I know what you're saying.
Random user wants you to pin him.
Up against a wall?
Things are getting real in here.
I mean, I'm not objected. Let's talk. Sorry. My sense of humor leaves much to be desired, but I ain't changing it.
No, you shouldn't. Chuck says they talked about me on the YouTube. And shout out jumps around in having his living room in Victoria. True. The moment had passed. Mr. Demon says, dude thinks he's a wizard. Is that the Moore?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I'm sure that's what he's referring to, Alan Moore. He's into magic and that type of stuff. He's very smart, but he's very weird.
Fair enough.
I can only make one of those claims.
Knitters says, oh, Whitney, don't make it weird, Rob.
It's too late.
She should know you better than that.
She does. That's why she's trying to like see if I could just calm that shit down.
She's like, here we go. He's gonna do it. He's gonna make it weird.
Chuck's like, it's that kind of channel. Well, now it is. I'm just saying, for the right dollar amount, you don't want to know what I'd be willing to do.
You're right. I probably don't want to know.
You definitely don't want to know. That being said, you totally want to know. Like, all right,
no.
For $10,000, would you do this?
I
used to have those
conversations. Rob. Let's all get in the.
Say? I used to have those conversations with people at work. You remember Brady?
Oh, jeez.
Me and him
Yeah,
would talk about, Rob, what would you do for $10,000, or what do you think this person would do for? It's very inappropriate work conversation.
that's so shocking.
I know, right? That he would have those conversations.
Everybody was so appropriate there.
I know.
Shocked right now.
It's one of my favorite times.
It really is. It mine as well. Mine as well. We should all just ask Rob what he'd be willing if he'd be willing to do whatever you can think of for $1 million.
For real. $1 million. I'll do a lot of things. Cause Rohypnol goes a long way. I won't remember it, but I'll be rich.
Oh gosh. Wow. Wow.
Chuck,
Uh,
the only horror comic that scared him like a good horror novel can was the Alan Moore Swamp Thing. See, I've got to read that stuff. I've read one issue of the Alan Moore Swamp Thing and I liked it a lot, but I've never had a chance to read it all. So now I need to rectify that.
make it happen, Captain.
Just gotta track the shit down.
Could be out in my garage for all I know.
Yeah, right. I did an unboxing video today. When are we gonna unbox a
I
video?
saw that actually.
I was wondering if some of the long timers were like, "Oh my god, is this the one?" And like, "Oh no, it's not." It was still fun, but
It's funny because I really should just go out there and get it because the ladder is still here. My father-in-law has not gotten his ladder. Of course, the garage did not get cleaned out like it was supposed to either.
you were you were very adamant that that was going to happen.
I don't know why I ever think that anything that I plan is actually going to come to fruition, but while Jay Draws is asking Chuck, are you on Instagram? He is.
Yeah, he is. Just go search him up. You'll find him.
Yeah.
I mean, you,
Uh,
you won't find much on there, Chuck. Just say, post some artwork, Chuck.
this is taking a long time.
Yeah, see, Mark was like, I totally thought it was the unboxing video. See?
Uh,
It's been built up for so long. We even we're like, join us tomorrow. We're gonna do this, and then
yeah,
I don't,
I know, I know. Oh, you know what? You could come get it down for me.
you're like, Rob, just come this direction, climb up that ladder. I would do that shit.
You should then. Get over here. We'll do the live from my garage.
Watch Rob climb up a ladder. Maybe he'll fall his ass down.
Like, this could be great because there'll be something cool in it, or it could just be fun to see Rob climb up there and get this box down.
And you're like silently narrating it, like out of my earshot to me. And you're like, what Rob doesn't know is that I sawed the ladder 90% of the way through. So it's just barely hanging on. So let's see if it'll snap under his big fat ass.
Oh my gosh. That does sound fun. It's metal though. I don't know if I could saw it. Maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe
you
the
just
right
get
saw.
a metal cutting saw, a fine blade to cut right through it. Like,
Why are you wanting me to do this? You've become one of those influencers who will do anything for content now.
well, I'll have you live streaming it from my phone, so it's on my channel, and then hopefully it'll become viral, and then I'll make some cash.
See,
Remember?
that's the thing. Here's one of those things we know Rob will do for money. We've answered some of the one question here. He will risk life and limb.
I missed whatever Gato Mix 1755 was saying, but D-Man rushed to block.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see it. I did not see it. Too busy laughing at the thought of you falling off a
Yeah,
ladder.
the idea of me like dropping on my ass and snapping my legs. And
I shouldn't laugh. Why would that be funny? That would not be funny.
If
But
it
would it?
makes a lot of money.
But would it be funny? Wait, is Mr. D-Man a 21 a mod now? Yay, he sure is.
I made him one last time. I guess it just automatically hangs on, and so he gets to have the power until I remove the power.
And
If I
so Rob has the ultimate power.
right.
But yes, Mr. D-Man has the power to block any of you, so stay in line.
Jess is like, don't make me make him.
I don't even have to. Clearly, he's on top of it. He's right there. Save the day. Whitney says, don't expect me to take care of you if you break yourself. That's funny.
She's like, you go pay your own goddamn rent, Rob. You get up and get to work. If all goes according to the plan, it's recorded and it's viral, and I'll make money and I can live off it, right? That's how that would work.
That's true. That's a good point.
Sounds like a good plan, right up until it doesn't work at all.
Until you fall off and I
Yeah.
didn't record it.
I know, right? Right. You're like, oh, I wasn't recording. I didn't have
I wasn't ready yet. You fell already?
Damn. Oh,
I'm
shit.
so eager to get up there. Damn it. Well, now I guess I better take you to the emergency room.
You're like, but I can't. I got my kids, so can you drive yourself?
I guess I'll call Whitney. She's like,
Right.
I'm busy. I'm like, guess you're on your own, bucko.
No one would come pick up my broken, bleeding ass.
Friendly Intruder says, this is looking good so far. Well, if you're speaking about me, thank you. If you're speaking about Rob, it's true. It is. If you're talking to both of us, still thank you. Let's see here. Do it again when he says. Mr. D-Man, I'm sure Rob can make you one. Mark, someone saying two. That's true. I feel like at some point that might be necessary as well.
I'll just make everyone a moderator.
No, that won't work.
If you join, you're a moderator. Everyone starts blocking everybody.
Wait, can I be blocked off of this? I bet you could probably kick me off, huh?
I know I can do that. Trying to.
Can Mr. D-Man kick me off? He probably can, huh? If I get out of line.
Right. If you get out of line. Are you ever not out of line?
That's fair. You make a very good point there.
You make a valid statement.
You know, my husband made a comment to me yesterday, and maybe I'll just pose this and see what everybody else says. He was talking to a friend of his who he had grown up with, and he was talking about how he was thinking at the time that he ended up messaging this person that he is not friends with anybody anymore who he grew up with or who was a childhood friend. And then I started thinking about it, and neither am I. Is this normal? Does anybody, like, do you have people that you still communicate with fairly often who you grew up with besides your brothers?
As far as
Like,
people I grew up with, I mean, not really, but we moved a lot, so I didn't, I think I can remember us moving to a different school 5 different times
oh, wow.
when I was younger. So my oldest friends that I keep in contact with were the guys that I knew in high school in 11th and 12th grade. We're still homies. And then through Facebook, some of the guys I knew in earlier high school and junior high were like friends on Facebook, and there's an occasional passing of a message once or twice, but that's it. But I moved around a lot as a kid, so it's not like I stayed in the same house for up until I was 18, and these are like my close buddies that I experienced childhood with.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I didn't move very much, but I did move a few times. But you know, I guess that would make sense if you move a lot. That maybe you wouldn't have a ton of close friends to. And okay, I know you're older than me, but I also feel like in my childhood, it wasn't like there were cell phones. So we could, even when I was a young teenager, there were cell phones, but not everybody had them and it wasn't super popular. So I just wonder, like, if will that be more common now that we have so much social media and if you or you move away, you never talk to that person again. That was how it was in the 90s, but because that's when I grew up. Um I don't know, it's just kind of interesting to me if that was like how it normal or if we just
Yeah.
don't have any friends. I got to thinking about it. I remember a lot of my friends from that time, but Anika says I have two friends from age 6, and we are still pretty close. We're 37 now. Okay, that's pretty cool. See, I can't even think of one from that early on. Mr. D-Man, the Thursday stream is cool. The Saturday one, we might need more mods. That's true. Monika, great drawings, by the way. Thank you. Chuck says, I still know a friend from shortly after high school, lives down the block from me. I see him 2 to 3 times a year to hang out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, especially that you guys live so close. Someone says only a couple that I'd consider a close friends. Right, because I know that you might friend somebody on Facebook who I remember your family or something from childhood, but I don't know. He was talking about how he wanted to start spending, meeting up and hanging out with certain friends of his from I guess it would be middle school and on, and it got me thinking about it. Mr. Demon says, Manika, are you a comic book professional like these guys? And Manika says, I wish, just a lifelong comic book fan and enthusiast. All right, cool, cool. Chuck says, that's how it starts. Oh, you know what? I think it's Minka. Minka? I feel like I'm pronouncing their name wrong.
I would think it would be Minka if I had to guess.
Why didn't you stop me?
If I had to butcher it live on the channel.
Why didn't you stop me when I was butchering it?
Because you were doing so well, I didn't want to interrupt.
You son of a bitch. Every time.
Yeah, D-Man, EVS would never show up here. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little kind of indifferent on the guy. I don't dislike him, but I'm not a huge fan.
I don't know who that is.
Watch, I just ruined my
sound effects for the live.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! He didn't.
Oh no, he didn't.
Speaking of butchering things on our live. Mr. Dean says it would be awesome if. Oh, you already read that. Shut up, Peter. Minka says, I took EVS drawing tutorials and they're great. He has a Joker and Venom anyone can draw type tutorial from a few years ago. Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about the Joker.
EVS, he can. Yeah, it's Ethan Van Sciver. He's a great artist. He's a hell of an artist. He can draw really well.
I'm getting sloppy with these pixels.
That's It's one of those things where it'd be like, I can't maintain this. I gotta like.
It is not easy, and I get lazy.
Chuck says he likes EVS's channel better when it was the drawing lessons like that. Yeah, it seems like it's all kind of getting into the, I don't know, political, not political, but comics, political stuff. It's like, let's complain, let's talk, let's about the current thing. I don't know. I'm not interested. Jessica, how come we've been talking all this time and we haven't addressed the Super Bowl?
Oh, the Super Bowl? Did we not? Did we already?
Like you and I passed
Oh
like
no.
a message, but like last time we were chatting, we were there was talk about who do you
Oh,
want
I
to
guess.
win.
True. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Well, the
And your
Chiefs
team
won.
won.
My team won. They did. Did anyone have any doubts? Probably some people. But yes, they did. It was fun, super fun. I was. It was a fun time too. I did have to yell at my kids a few times, being too loud,
It's the
but
Super Bowl. You're supposed to be loud.
that's true. The best part is how embarrassing Travis Kelce was after the fact and the next at the parade, which sadly probably should, in case the people don't know, there was a shooting at Union Station, and I believe the DJ was killed. Sadly, they do a parade. I don't know if you know this, Rob. They do a parade in the city after the team wins, and so in Kansas City, they did theirs, and it was at Union Station, and there was a shooter. I think 21 people were injured.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, so that was really sad. But on a lighter note, Travis Kelce slosh as hell, trying to sing "I Have Friends in Low Places."
I did not hear about that.
And then after the Super Bowl, directly afterwards, him going off yelling "Viva Las Vegas." It's I just feel like maybe Taylor's rethinking her choices. I don't know. Anyway, it was fun. It was fun. I was very excited for him.
And I didn't care either way outside of I was like, oh, they won. Jessica will be happy. So that's the extent of how much of a shit I gave. I'm like, oh, I have a friend who I know. She'll be, yay for her.
Yeah, all my Kansas City peeps were pretty stoked. If they win again next year, it'll be the first time I believe, and anyone correct me because I could be wrong on this. I don't think I am. That any team will have gone 3 years in a row winning the Super Bowl. The only one I think maybe might have that I'm wrong about is maybe the Patriots with Tom Brady. But yeah, it's great.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Chuck Gibson says too much drama. We talked about
That's that channel we were talking about with the artist and
the EVS.
yeah, the guy.
Let's see here. Minka says, Jessica, is that your own character? What's the story behind her? So this is a sketch I did of a picture I took of myself, and we have a we consider this Thursday night one. We usually have a theme that we try to. Everybody just draws their own interpretation of the theme, and this week's it was chosen that it was cyber masquerade, and so this is my interpretation: masquerade mask, but in pixels, making it kind of cyberish. And I don't know if you saw Rob's, but he also drew a much scarier gal.
I'm trying to find it. I set it off to the side. I'm like, what the hell did I do with it?
Come on, Rob. Embarrassing. Keep yourself organized.
I can't. I'm an artist. Shit gets scattered everywhere.
Dude, I should show you my room right now, although I'm actually a little bit embarrassed. My poor dog threw her bed off. It is a disaster.
Yeah. See, there's mine. That's the one that I did.
Which is awesome.
It's all right, I guess.
Wiley J Draws, they're both obsessed with SJWs. I just ignore those weirdos. If you post on Twitter, you're gonna have to deal with them. That's why I don't do Twitter. Wiley says, I post comic art on Twitter. That's about it. But I have argued with EVS on there. Oh, wow. Mr. Demon says, nope, Dallas Cowboys did it. Okay, Dallas did it. That's fair. I wasn't 100% sure if that was the case. So it'll be the first time Kansas City has ever done it. But also, and up until this point, until we had Patrick Mahomes, there's only ever one Super Bowl he won anyways. Mark Rydell says the Deadpool Wolverine trailer debuted at the Super Bowl. That's where I saw it.
Yep.
Minka says, I see. That's awesome. Yes, I can see that. Great job. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, do you have your Discord posted on YouTube or is it just on?
I posted it one time, but it's kind of buried now.
Okay. There is a Discord that if you join it, there is a discussion about a week prior, usually, on what we want to, for anyone who wants to also draw along, they can. And for this particular, like the Thursday night lives. So maybe you should repost that, Rob.
Wow. I mean, you're not, but wow.
Let's see. Mr. Dreamer says Pittsburgh, Green Bay, and New England all did it consecutively. Because when I was growing up, yes, like my dad's a big Green Bay fan. I grew up having to be a Green Bay fan my childhood, so I knew they won a lot, but I didn't know if there was consecutive. I think Green Bay's only run back-to-back Super Bowls once. That maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Yes, KC is amateur compared to those teams. Yeah, they've pretty much been a poverty team until as of recent. They have not had much going on until the last maybe 5 years. Mika says, oh, damn, nice. Mark Rydell says, keep your stuff organized. I can't. I'm an artist.
I mean, there's truth there.
It's perfect. Minka, gotta go hang with my wife. Haha. Well, that's fair. Have a great night, guys. You too. Thanks for joining. Wiley J Draws. I still don't know what a Discord is.
If you have a phone, it's a free app and it's just a download and a place to kind of like get together and post and join up. It's pretty simple.
You can do, I mean, really, you can talk to people through just the text boards or even get on and talk if anybody's, up and doing things. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, we've talked live, a couple of us, a couple times.
It's pretty fun. Mark says Green Bay won the first 2. Yes, in fact, the first Super Bowl, I believe, and I can't remember if I guess it would have been made back when it was the championship, not a Super Bowl. Green Bay beat Kansas City. So, JD Deep says, hey, how's everybody doing?
What up?
Mr. D Man says Green Bay beats up on my Bears. They sure do.
Ooh, zing.
They sure do. I mean, I've got nothing against the Bears, but again,
But truth is truth.
Truth is truth. I mean, it's fair. It's like the Bills always beat up on the Chiefs. Um, the Green Bay also always beats up on the Cowboys. Yeah, Miss Dreamin says the Packers were winning before there was a Super Bowl. That's right. Yeah, they won the very first ever, anything ever, um, which is pretty cool. Someone saying says, may be able to, Mr. D Man 21 may be able to make the Discord link a hot link being a mod. Oh, that's true. Good point. Do Rob's job for him.
Wow. Once again, you're not wrong, but wow.
I'm sorry. I'm like, it feels like I'm proverbially pulling the ladder out from under you right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So, for all you artists, what do you guys usually do? You listen to music, and if you do, what do you listen to for inspiration? Do you watch TV, listen to podcasts? What do you do when you're drawing or working on whatever type of art that you do? Mr. Demon wants to know, Rob, did you get my suggestions on bad movies to watch?
I saw it. I'm trying to remember the ones that you recommended. Um, I did see it. I can't think of it right off the top of my head right now.
You suck.
You suck.
Just kidding. I don't know how you keep track of anything.
No, that's awesome.
Truthfully.
Wiley J says he listened to obscure 70s rock.
Hell yes. When you say obscure, I mean, do you got any names to toss out?
Yeah,
I
you piqued Jessica's interest.
I love 60s, 70s, but I would say it's more I I guess some rock, but I don't know if it's obscure. I really like 70s funk a lot. Someone's saying, I think the YouTube bots removed my post with it in there.
Yeah, they try to put a link and sometimes it's not allowed. It kind of sucks.
Oh, that sucks. Like you just said.
It did, yes. Chuck says he listens to metal music, tribal drum beats. I like that. Movie soundtracks. I do that a lot. I've never listened to instrumental gaming music and sometimes just watch TV.
Wow, interesting. I don't know why, but it surprises me a little bit that you listen to metal music. But I don't know why. I don't know why that surprises me, but the tribal drum beats reminds me of you, Rob.
Yeah,
Well, you'll send me pirate music and stuff. And I'm like,
that was awesome, right?
how
I
the hell
love
do you
that.
find this stuff?
Yeah, I just come across it. It was awesome.
It was awesome, but it's interesting. You find some very random things, which I like random.
I
So
feel like you're kind of subtly making fun of me.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm really not. It is to me. I'm like, where did this come from? Like, I've never come across anything like this before. But it was good. I listened. It may sound like I'm making fun of you, but I literally listened to it probably 3 times in a row. So
Wiley J saying Hawkwind, Atomic Rooster, Blue Cheer, Geronimo, Lord Baltimore, Birth Control. I don't know what any of that is. That is some
birth control? Is that what you said?
in terms of like obscure 70s.
I do. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know any of those. Geronimo sounds a little bit familiar. My dad might know that one. Mr. Demon says, I just listen to whatever is on SoundCloud or Spotify. All right. It's fair. Sometimes I go through lists of things people have sent me during the week, and I'll listen to those because I'll get a lot of my brother is really big into oldies. And so he'll send me stuff he finds that he's never heard or he doesn't think I've heard, and he'll send those to me. But I can't always listen to them right away.
Yeah. Chuck says he stole an Ozzy album when he was 14.
Hell yes. Love it. That's awesome.
He said
You
went
know,
to Fest with Gingerbread House Studio back in '97.
cool. You know
Yeah.
what my favorite Ozzy song is? And that's like not even a popular one. It's not one that I think that many people like.
What?
It's I believe it's called All I Want Is You. But now I'm not sure if that's the title or not of it.
And what about it? You're saying that's your?
That's my favorite Ozzy song.
I'd have to hear it. The title doesn't.
It's not crazy at all. It's to me it doesn't even sound I mean it does sound like him. It does sound like the music does sound like him, but I
I
don't
mean,
know, it's different than his other stuff. What'd you say?
his voice you can't mistake.
That's true. That's
His
true.
voice.
All I Want Is You, I believe is the name of it. YJ Draw says, check them out. My work is done. Check out My Work is Done by Birth Control about Vietnam. All right, I will for sure. I love the ones that have the because there was a lot. I feel like because how controversial Vietnam was, the meanings behind the songs. The Ozzy album was my first arrest. Nice. That is metal, Chuck. Mr. Demon said that's metal, Chuck. For sure, for sure.
Your first arrest, implying there's been more than one.
I feel like we need to hear the stories. That's awesome. I have never been arrested.
I could fortunately make that claim too.
Nice.
I was breathalyzed once, but
That's fair.
that was. They're like, okay, you're good. Off you go. Thanks, buddy. I'm like, thank you. Told you I wasn't drunk, asshole.
I was in a house that the SWAT team broke down the door of, but they were not there for me.
Oh shit. We'll just take your word for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were not there for me.
I was a little scared, although I should have known. It's always, you never know. You never know. Mr. Demon says, I almost stole a Hot Wheels car when I was 14, but I put it back. Security caught my friend, but I bailed and ran all the way home. That's having your buddy's back.
Right.
That's awesome.
See you home, buddy. I got dinner
He's
waiting
like,
for
oh,
me.
gotta go. That's awesome. Love it.
I could totally see 10-year-old me doing the same damn thing. Like, sorry, I'm out of here. Oh.
I definitely have stolen things from people I know, like my parents or just like money or something, but I've never stolen anything from a store before.
Yeah, neither have I.
You're a liar.
Wow, do I come across as a criminal?
You kind of do a little bit.
Wow. Wow.
Just kidding. Just making that up.
I know.
Chuck says, I was a bad kid at 14. Stole my dad's beer out of his fridge that year, too. Getting drunk and all that on top of it? Wow. and listening to Ozzy at the same time. That actually sounds really badass.
He's metal. He's metal as fuck. That's what I was gonna say.
I'm learning a lot of things about you, Chuck, and I like it. Steven says, I just want to hear Chuck Gibson tell stories about his youth. Exactly.
Right?
That's what you should put on your YouTube, Chuck. On top of your art.
Do time-lapse videos and tell stories about stealing beer.
You could. You do the voice over your time lapse.
Yep.
Like, when I was a child.
When I was young and had no sense.
That would be awesome. What time is it? It's 7 o'clock.
It's 7. We've been here for 2 hours.
Fair enough.
Did you hand off your little girl or did she quiet up?
Oh, she's asleep in my lap.
Okay. Chuck Lee says, hello, if you didn't know, you're going against David Finch and Klaus Janson. Are they doing lives right now too? That David Finch has like, I think, almost 500,000 subscribers, so there ain't no competition.
That's cool.
David Finch is a great artist and seems like a real nice guy.
That's cool.
It's always nice when you be like, this person, I like what their professional work does, but I also think they're kind of a cool person. I've never met them, but they seem like they are.
Yeah. That's cool.
Goddamn motherfucking cock-licking, smudgy shitting.
What the hell did you just do?
Look what I just did.
I would have never done that.
Fortunately, it's in a corner where it doesn't matter.
There you go. There you go. Someone says I've stories, but none I've been arrested for. Well, what stories do you have? These don't have to be arresting stories.
Yeah, it's not like I don't want to hear your story if you haven't been arrested. Like, keep your stories to yourself. I like that.
Yeah, right. You know you said that, Rob.
Right. Chuck says you can't smudge pixels like that. Digital rules. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. You are not wrong. I'm doing some like brush strokey, dry brush nonsense, which, I could still do in digital if I just learned. But
sounds like a lot of work.
Which part?
Learning.
Learning.
Learned. You're gonna learn today.
Oh, so Klaus Janson is a guest on Finch's. All right, I'm definitely probably gonna have to watch that later. Then, in that case,
who's that?
Who? What?
Who's that?
Well, he's one of the most old-timey, respected inkers who's done work on some of the greatest artists on some of the greatest books in the history of ever. So that's no small thing. So yeah, no one would be watching me if they were given an option. So why are you all here?
Yeah, I'm assuming no one's putting a gun to these people's heads.
Someone says he wasn't arrested for them because I don't give away the details.
Oh,
remember I was saying like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I have stories, but they're not that interesting.
There's a statute of limitations though. Like, how recent was this?
Yeah.
He said, I don't give away the details. Stop asking.
Chuck says Klaus Janson is an inking god. That's for sure. Yeah. Chuck, well, I've got your ear. I got a question for you. What do you feel about an inker who obliterates the penciler's style so it doesn't look like the original penciler anymore. I.e.,
I feel like it's the answer's in the question.
um, God, what is the name of the guy? Oh my gosh, I can't believe my brain just
That
evaporated. There's a professional inker. Everyone knows him. He's one of the most respected inkers ever, but he just makes everyone's art looks like his art. And I absolutely am failing in my brain. I'm going to see if somebody, um, Kevin Nolan. Yeah, Chuck Lee. Thank you. Jesus Lord. Um, Kevin Nolan. Yeah. Um, Wallywood. I don't know about Wallywood. I mean, I'm aware of Wallywood, but no. Kevin Nolan's inks, as an inker, Chuck, and a guy who's been in the business, like, I feel like, I mean, again, you got like one of the most respected inkers ever working over your stuff, but if they completely makes it look like his stuff, especially in like faces, like, I feel like I'd be pissed. I mean, there's a collaboration for sure, but Mark says Sinkovich. No, that's another one, but I don't know. For some reason, I feel like Sinkovich is one I'd be like, change it, do whatever the fuck. It won't look like me, but yours is fine. So I guess I'm doing a double standard there, but Chuck says if Kevin inked me and changed my stuff, I'd be happier with it. I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's one thing if there's like errors in the drawing that they correct, but if it's like if you draw a face a certain way and then it's not there at all anymore, I don't know. D-Man says, I'd rather get tips from these guys over Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee. You guys are more down to earth, unlike those comic guys that went Hollywood. I would love to get comic drawing advice from Rob Liefeld. I wish he would join the stream and tell me what I'm doing wrong. I need to know. Wiley J. Draws says one of the biggest sins in comics is Coletta over Kirby on Thor. That's Vince Coletta, right? On inks. I don't know enough about those. I'm not an expert on those old comics, but I've heard that before. Chuck says, I've heard about Liefeld critiques from a former extreme artist, not very constructive. I mean, color me shocked.
Yeah.
You're like, Jessica, you're like, yeah.
Don't believe it.
Your characters aren't punching enough things. Bud, you got to draw lines. You got to draw pouches. That's McFarlane.
Oh, there it
Got
is.
to do the Spider-Man webbings and the eyes and the details, the noodling.
There it is. You heard it.
Anybody would have given a shit at the time, probably is long since. That's interesting, Chuck. No one gives a shit about backgrounds or secondary figures anyway, so Vince Coletta would sometimes leave them out on tight deadlines. That's interesting. I didn't know about that. Wiley J. Draw says, I drew an Extreme Studios inspired drawing a few weeks ago. It is freeing and kind of fun to draw that way. I agree. Just let the manic insanity kind of go and just make it big and ridiculous and silly and fun. I mean, there's a reason there was an appeal for that. Chuck says the story I heard was that anything they didn't get finished by noon, Vinny would erase it and call the page done. Damn, that's wild. I mean, I get it if it's production art, like we got to get it done. There's a deadline. Let's go. So you better ink that drawing of Thor. Fuck the building in the background.
That's interesting. See, I don't think I could. I mean, not that I would ever be good enough for that. We need Leprosy back in here to remind everybody that I suck at art.
Right.
But let's say that I was good enough. I don't know that I ever enjoy working on deadlines for art. I think I would not enjoy it anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure that would suck. I'm sure Chuck could speak to that. But if you want to get paid for it, I guess, then you find a balance.
That's true.
Someone's, let's see. Mr. D-Man says, every time Rob, meaning me, sees a Youngblood comic with backgrounds, he says, Liefeld didn't draw this. It's true. I'm sure if there's anything that even resembling good backgrounds, I'm sure that's not Liefeld. That's someone else.
You're so mean.
Someone's saying, shush. Someone saying says, I have a question. How openly do you all speak about original OCs? When you say OC, you mean original content, original characters. And before you release it, I guess, what do you mean? Like, how openly do you speak about it? I mean,
he's talking to Chuck.
Probably. Chuck says Vinny Coletta was also the guy you could give a full issue worth of pencils on Friday and he'd bring it back done Monday morning. That's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's deadline. It's got to go. It's got to get to print. So I guess you do what you got to do.
Oh, you awake?
Chuck says it's true. Former extreme artist told me all the dirt about Liefeld's cheats and shortcuts. I mean, it seems so obvious on the page. There's no like, you're not kidding anybody, man. Sounds like an awake baby.
She is. I know. I probably ought to jump off of here.
Yeah.
She probably needs fed. Although I have just fed her while we've been talking a few times.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, this works. It's looking really good, Rob.
That big energy in the dark. That's kind of a fun there.
I really like that one. I really like it. Myself.
Chuck, that's a good response. I mean, that's what I thought, right? All the guys at Wildstorm draw like Jim Lee. All the guys at Extreme Studios draw like Rob Liefeld. All the guys at Top Cow draw like Silvestri, or at least some version of it. And then, if you're lucky, some of them find themselves and become really, really great artists. Like Travis Charest was a big Jim Lee clone, but he became amazing real fast.
I already did this. Chuck Gibson, that's the boss. Do it like that. That's what you were just saying.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, people were buying up the books from that studio because the guy who started it, and we're all kind of like, I want to see stuff like this. So everyone kind of draws like that.
That's fair.
And it worked for a little while. Everyone was buying that stuff up big time. They get pissed if a book only sold 400,000 copies,
Jeez.
which now would be like the highest selling comic of the year.
It's
by
true.
like a massive amount. We only sold 400,000 copies. But they were used to them selling a million over and over and over and making all that money.
Right.
Chuck says they didn't hire me for my style. They hired me because I did a passable imitation of Terry Austin's style. You know what? That's a good style to have, Chuck. Terry Austin, I know you're a fan of those that artist, the old X-Men and that John Byrne Claremont era. So that's a hell of a it's a good way to be.
Can you calm down for a second, please, girl?
Pretty sure her answer is going to be no.
She's like, maybe not.
No, Mom, no.
Guys, darling, though, what do you think? Can you even see that from this distance? Oh, there's my pencil. Well, I probably ought to jump off here, especially because she's not.
Yeah.
Oh. There we go. But this was fun. This is fun.
Yep. As always.
Fun conversation. Kind of an interesting. Really liked the challenge this week myself.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Yeah. It was good. I like it.
And I think only one person banned from the chat. Maybe two.
Oh, yeah. Well, like I always say, if you don't have haters,
Right.
are you anybody at all?
I am definitely not anybody at all.
That's not true.
Well, oh.
Influencer.
You build me up. Influencer. That's it. I'm going to ban you permanently for using that phrase.
Come on.
Influencer my butt.
I'm sorry, what? What are we talking about now? All right. Well, it's been fun.
Yep.
I will talk to you, I'm sure, before Saturday, but
Probably.
live on Saturday.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
See you later, Jess. Dandelion says, to be honest, when I joined, I thought it was two men kissing. No, it's not two men. I mean, could be, but it's not. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to bounce too. It's been almost 2.5 hours, so that's a good stretch for me. So, thanks everybody. All the Chucks in the channel, in the chat. Yep. D-Man, someone saying, Mark, if you guys are all still there. Mr. Gibson, catch you later. Everybody, thanks for stopping by. Always a blast. Saturday night D-man, right? When the weirdos really come out. Hit the like button, you slackers. There you go. Thanks. You're right. I can't hit it myself.